It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Welcome to Confidence in Bloom, where we explore the moments, mindsets, and conversations that help women reconnect with who they truly are and step into the life with greater confidence. This season is all about speak up and stand firm, finding your voice, setting healthy boundaries, and having the courage to show up as your authentic self, even when it feels uncomfortable. Today, I'm joined with Sandy Okamoto, owner and founder of Style Options. For more than 25 years, Sandy has helped women and men discover their signature style, understanding that people often form impressions within the first few seconds of meeting us. But what makes Sandy's work so meaningful isn't just clothing or color. It's the confidence that comes from aligning your outward appearance with who you are on the inside. Today, we'll explore how style can become a powerful voice, how confidence grows from authenticity, and why standing firm often begins long before we even say a word. Welcome, Sandy. I'm so happy to have you here.
Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit about your styling, and we're going to talk a lot about mainly confidence, right? So, you work with men and women, so you know that what we wear has a lot to do with how we're feeling.
Yes, definitely
Yes.
it does.
Yeah. Now, so everyone, talks about finding their voice. And sometimes we speak long before words are even exchanged, right? You know this, right? You're kind of a master in body language. Tell me, was there a moment in your own life where changing how you presented yourself changed how you felt about yourself?
Oh, yes, definitely. Once I discovered the best colors for me and the best styles, it really changed the way I felt about myself, first of all. And it made me feel good and look better. And so in return, people respond to you differently. When you feel confident, you exude, a different aura about you. So people respond to you differently. So, it made a huge difference in my life when I discovered how to present my best self.
Right, right. And you've been working with people now in this styling for over 25 years, am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so
Yes.
maybe you could share a story of someone who came to you thinking they just needed a wardrobe makeover and then discovered that what they really needed was, the next level of confidence or even courage.
Yeah, I have a lot of clients that come to me, just not knowing what to do because there's so much out there in the media and in the department stores, and online of what you should be wearing. But most people don't know, um, first of all, their how to express themselves in their clothing. You need to express yourself with your personality in your clothing. Otherwise, we would all look like, you know, the same thing. We'd all be cookie cutter, right? And
Right.
we don't want to look that way. So I think once you know your best colors and your best styles for your body, the third most important thing, which really helped me, was knowing how to express your personality through your dress because that's when you really come across confident because you feel comfortable in your clothes. And
Right.
when
And so I often wonder what that means, right? Like express your personality, right? Like how would you explain like what that means? Because I know there's lots of women that wear really bold, bright colors, right?
Mhm.
And when they speak, I mean, they have a loud voice, they have, is that the kind of personality that you mean? Or do you mean like, someone who's really timid and shy, should avoid big, bold colors?
Right. So if you're timid and shy, you're not going to feel comfortable in big, bold prints. So there's actually six different kinds of, we have categories of personality expressions. There's dramatic, town and country, classic, romantic, natural, and delicate. So each one of those has a different personality. And you could be a combination of two or three, because I consider myself dramatic because I am so petite that if I dressed very demurely, that nobody would notice me. In fact, that's how I used to dress because I thought since I was petite that I couldn't wear bold prints, I couldn't wear bold colors. But, one of my mentors told me, she said, "No, you are dramatic." She said, "You should you shouldn't be wearing those tiny prints." And once I changed uh my wardrobe to be more what I felt comfortable in, it changed my whole feeling about myself and I felt
Yeah.
more confident. So it doesn't, it's just what you feel comfortable in. So some people like more tailored things. That's what we call a classic. Some people like more outdoorsy, more texture in their clothing. And
Mm,
the more texture you have, the more friendly it is, approachable. So if you're in a
right.
so if you're in a profession where you're dealing with helping people, like a counselor or a teacher, then texture is really important because you want people to feel to approach you, to come to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. And so, okay, so let me ask you this, and you might, well, I know you'll have a comment because everybody does. So when I was growing up, and we're going back to the 80s, right? It was a big
Hmm.
thing. Like if you were, plus size, of course, they didn't call us plus size then, they just called us overweight, right? But if I was always told wear black, solid black, that'll
Oh,
make you look slimmer. Now, in the 80s, I was a teenager, right? And black was just not my color. It was never my
mhm,
color. I still don't really like the color black. I do have it. It's not that I don't wear it, but it's not my favorite.
mhm.
But people would say to me, I'd wear it and they'd be like, it just doesn't suit you. Right. And I was always a big
Right.
girl. So I was always, hiding that I was a big girl. Right. And then,
Yes.
of course, when I became, I don't know, early 20s, I remember thinking, what does it matter what I'm wearing? Like, I don't like the black dress. I don't want the black dress. I want to wear colors, right? I've always
Hmm.
liked colors, not necessarily big, bold patterns, but definitely colors, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of my clients, they do default to wearing black all the time because, they think if one, it makes you look slimmer. Two, it's easy to mix and match because black goes with everything. But wearing black, like you said, is not for everyone. It doesn't enhance everyone's coloring. And there's more to life than just wearing black. I mean, there's so many different colors out there that just wearing black is very boring for one thing, and it's not for everyone.
Right.
No.
And I think if you're dressing for your personality, no matter what your size is, and you can, probably confirm this with me. Doesn't matter what your size is. If you're matching your personality and, the kind of person that you are, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It's going to suit you,
Right. Right.
right?
Because you're going to feel comfortable in it.
Right. And you're not going to, you as the person talking to me, if I'm dressed the way I dress for my body, you're not even like, you're going to notice that I'm a big person. I'm a big person. I take up a lot of space. Right. But you don't look at the size of me because it's all kind of one package now.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. And yeah, I didn't know really the words to explain that when I was young, right? Today, I don't care.
Uh-huh.
Today, you judge me. You do whatever you got to do, but I'm going to
Yeah.
dress with what I feel comfortable with.
Good
Now,
for you.
many women spend years trying to fit into these expectations, right? And instead of expressing who they truly are, right? They think they have to live in this, what everybody else wants from them. So
Yes. No,
why do you think that is? Like why do we do this? Is the first part of the question. And the second question part is like can your personal style really express and become the way of saying, this is who I am?
Well, like I said earlier, I used to think that since I was petite, that it was expected of me to wear, tiny prints and, not stand out. And I come from a Asian heritage, so it was very challenging for me to express myself because we don't express ourselves very openly. Uh, but I've learned to express myself more as I've grown older. So yeah, I don't think you should um, dress according to expectations of other people, or the media or whatever. It's what you feel comfortable in, because that's when you're going to come across the most impactful, when you feel comfortable. You're going to
Yeah,
exude that to
that
other
totally
people.
makes yeah,
Yeah.
that totally makes sense. So now this season, Stand Up and Stand, no, Speak Up and Stand Firm is about
Mhm.
boundaries as well as voice. Have you
Mhm.
seen women use style almost like a healthy boundary, like communicating confidence, professionalism, or maybe even self-respect without even having to explain themselves?
Oh, yes. I think clothing really speaks a lot for your self-confidence, and like you said earlier, it speaks before you verbally speak. It takes only 7 seconds for people to make a decision about you when they first meet you. So they have sized you up for your credibility, your professionalism, your trustworthiness. So what you wear is really important because, people see you first before you speak. So
Right.
it's so important.
Yeah, and we've all been in the room where someone walks in and just by seeing the way they walk, what they're wearing and how they look, we look at them and go, "Oh my God, I want to know her or I want to know
Mhm.
him." Right? I've done that so many times. And I've had
Yes.
people come to me, right, saying, "Oh my God, you when as soon as you walked in, I knew I had to come over and say hi." And I don't even know how to react to that, right? Because I'm like, "Me of all people, like, I don't really think that I'm, expanding on that, like letting out that energy of, I'm approachable or whatever. I mean, I am. I like to think that I am, but I don't think about it when I walk into a room. I just try to walk in, confidently,
hmm Well,
right?
you have a bubbly personality, so people are
Yeah.
very attracted to that?
Yeah, I guess, but when
Yeah.
you walk, like when I walk into a room, you may not necessarily know that if I'm just walking in, right? Depending on if
Right.
I'm talking or giggling, because you'll often hear me giggling at something. This is what I do, right? So yeah, I love that. I love that, our clothes say so much about our, like who we are and what we believe in.
Right. And like I said earlier too, that if you're wearing clothes that make you feel comfortable, then that's gonna show before you
Right.
even speak. So people are
Right.
gonna be attracted to that,
Right, of course, of
your
course. And I guess
confidence.
it just, and the more you like, I think if you're often in clothes that you wear, you don't even think about that anymore, right? When you
No.
choose your own clothes, when you're choosing your wardrobe, you're buying the clothes that you feel the best in. And if you're
hmm
wearing them, because we all have those clothes that we don't wear, right?
Yes.
But if we're
Yes.
wearing the clothes that we feel our best in, people get to know us a lot easier that way.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I
everyone
truly
has a
love that.
certain style. Have you ever gone shopping and you see something, you go, "Oh, this looks like something
Oh, I
so
do
and
that
so would like."
all the
Yeah.
time. I do that all the time. And when you see that person dressed in something that you're not used to seeing them, and it takes you
hmm
like a few minutes to like, wow, that's not something I would have expected you to wear. And
Yes.
often you start talking to them and you can tell just by the way they're talking and the way they're holding their bodies that they're just not in their comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes we buy things that, may have looked good on someone else or it looked good on the mannequin in the store. So we buy it, take it home, and you don't feel comfortable. And so
Yeah.
it hangs in your closet with the price tag still on it,
Yeah,
right?
I have so many of those, so many of those. But but
I
it's
have a few
funny.
of those too, so don't feel
Yeah.
bad.
Well, and it's because I mean, we all have that person that we see that always looks so nice. no matter what
Hmm.
they're wearing, right?
Right.
And so then, we get that idea, well, I'm going to buy something similar to that, right? And so we buy something that's similar, and then we get it home and we're like, why did I buy this? It
Yeah.
didn't suit
Yeah.
me, right? And so then we avoid wearing it because we don't feel right in it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, you're like, oh, look, I still have the price tag on.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've done that too.
Yep, yep. I think majority of women are like that, unfortunately. Now,
But once you,
for someone who's listening today, Sandy, who
Mhm.
might feel invisible or maybe lacking in confidence, or maybe she's afraid of being judged, what's one small step that could take this week to begin showing up more authentically?
Well, I think, that person needs to be true to themselves. I think if they're trying to please other people or feel that they're not worthy of, feeling good about themselves, I think they should listen to their own body and feel and answer that call that they need more, that they want to improve themselves, to show up better and to feel more confident.
Yeah,
And it's okay if you're afraid, there are people to help you along the way. We all start from somewhere, and this fashion and style can be learned because I myself am an example of that.
right. And it
Time
doesn't
and
matter
effort.
your age, right? It doesn't
No, it
matter how
doesn't
old you
matter
are.
your
Yeah.
age. No,
Start
it's never,
feeling the
never
best
too
you are
late.
today. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, that's really great. Now, when you look back at your own journey, Sandy, what was standing, like what did you have, in your mind? What were you standing firm on? What did it look like for you, right? Was there a season when you had to trust yourself, use your voice, make a difficult decision that ultimately shaped the woman and business owner that you are today?
Well, starting my own business, that was very difficult for me to first of all, believe in myself that I could do something like this, but I felt like I had a message to bring to people. I wanted to help other people go through the same transformation I did, because it's invaluable. I mean, for someone to feel good about themselves and have confidence, it just gives me the most joy to help people with that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Did you always love clothes?
Yes, I did. I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. So you were just taking your natural love and making it part of your business. And
Yeah, but I didn't always know the right clothes because I used to wear all the wrong colors when I was in my 30s. I used to wear all warm colors, the autumn colors. And that's just the opposite of what I should have been
isn't
wearing.
that funny? Isn't that
Yeah.
funny? And so
Yeah.
when you think about that, when you think back to those years, what do you think, did you wear them because you liked them, or you wore them because you thought that's what looked good on you?
Yeah, no, I didn't wear them because I thought they looked good on me. I thought if it was the autumn season, like in October, November, that those were the colors that were, out.
Oh, I
So I said, "Oh
see.
yeah, it's fall time. I need to wear orange and rust and mustard yellow." And
Oh, isn't that fun? Well, I mean, why, if nobody tells you, how are you supposed to know?
yes, and I had
Right?
curly hair. I used to get perms every, what, 3 months. I had curly hair out to here, which didn't help my
Wow.
my full round face. So I've made
Well,
a
we live and
180.
learn.
Yes, we do. We do. Yes.
I love it. I love that. So, if when I ask you, what does confidence in bloom mean to you? What is your answer?
Well, confidence in bloom means that, everyone is at a different stage in life, and your confidence doesn't come out all at once. It's like you said, bloom. It's coming slowly. We're all at different stages because I'm still at maybe I'm a little further than some people, but I still, lack confidence in some things. So I think we're all progressing towards confidence. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and
Oh, you're
reminding us that
welcome.
confidence isn't about wearing that perfect outfit, but it's also allowing who we are on the inside to be reflected on the outside.
Yes. Thank you, Tina.
Yes, thank you. To everyone listening, I hope today's conversation encourages you to take up a little more space, trust yourself a little more deeply, and remember that your voice begins long before you speak. If something in today's conversation resonated with you and you're ready to move beyond self doubt, overwhelm, or second guessing yourself, I'd love to invite you to connect with me. Through my coaching workshops and the Bloom Room community, I help women reconnect with themselves so they can move forward with greater clarity, confidence, and self-trust. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and leave us a review. It helps more women discover these conversations. Until next time, remember, confidence isn't about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to who you've always been. We'll see you next time on Confidence in Bloom.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.